Welcome to Tabletop Tommies. In this series of videos, I'm going to talk you through every list that appeared at the Welsh Nationals, starting at 52nd and working our way up the rankings to first. In 52nd, we had Mike H. Mike H ran a German 16 dice single platoon early war themed list. He had lots of your infantry squads with LMGs, a 2-2-1, and a Lorraine Schlepper for support. A couple of trucks in his list as well, which was a bit of a mystery purchase because I'm not sure what he was putting in them to push up the table, as it very much seems to be a bit of a spray and pray army. In 51st place we had Matt B. He was running an Italian 16 dice dual platoon list using the case blue rules with black shirts, Cavalleria, 2 Dakar M15 tanks and 2 Sahariana cars. In 50th place was Phil H. He was running a Soviet 14 dice single platoon list. He had a mixture of SMG, LMG, airborne and engineer squads with body armour, but no transport for them. He also had a BA-64B armoured car with just an LMG. If I run this list, I'd be a little bit worried about the low dice count, the lack of long-range anti-tank, and my lack of speed. William Lockwood came in 49th. He was running a US 15 dice single platoon list, running the 3rd Division with re-rolling order tests and increased move distance, and the 45th Division, who gets stubborn, backed up with a couple of engineers in Dodge Carriers, a flamethrower in a Jeep, and an M3 Lee. So good selection of some of the US greatest hits there. In 48th place was Matt B. He was running a German 15 dice dual platoon list. Nice variety of units in this one, with Grenadiers and Hitler Youth paired nicely with a Panzer IV and Flamingo, which is one of my favourites, and a selection of support weapons and teams. Interestingly, he also took a 251 inexperienced, and I'm not sure what he was planning to put in that because it was going to take a lot of pins very quickly and get bogged down. 47th place was Justin. He was running a 17 dice Italian dual platoon army with black shirts, mounted Cossacks, and Carabinieri squads, and lots of armoured vehicles. Dakar M15, 2 L6s, an MMG L3 tanker and an MMG Autopretto 37 transport. Very much leaning into the case blue improvised AT rules here. In 46th place was Spurley. He was running a Soviet 20 dice dual platoon with 6 12-man inexperienced squads. He did take one of the Frontnik commissars, who improved the inexperienced squad shooting as though they're regular if within 6 inches of them, and he also had a nice little Mongolian cavalry squad to push down the flanks. He put all that alongside 4 units that can put out an HE blast with a couple of Ziz 3s and 2 of the Su 76s. In 45th place, we had Dan M. He was running an Australian list, 18 dice in a single platoon, very much a barbecue list with veteran infantry support. He had 2 veteran jungle division sections, a veteran scout team that could forward deploy, 3 engineer sections, and 1 flamethrower team in transports alongside his M3 Stuart. Good one, this one, for pushing forward with those hardy veterans, and as your opponent can't forward deploy within 18 inches of them, keeps them on the back foot a little bit. Paul B came in at 44th. He was running a US 17 dice dual platoon list here. He had all of the US greatest hits, BAR's 45th Division squads, who have the stubborn, engineers and dodgers, a couple of recce jeeps, a couple of multi-launchers, a Lee and a Stuart. Chris E came in 43rd. He was running a British 13 dice dual platoon. He had quite the mixture of units, veterancy levels, and lots of additions like AT grenades, SMGs and LMGs in the same squad. Good armour support from the Sherman and Humber Mark II with the autocannon, and an LMG recce carrier. Ultimately though, a lot of toys on not many units, so that low dice count really would have made that a hard army for me to play. Matt G came in 42nd. He was running British dual platoon with 19 dice. He had Maori sections, Brengineers, early war LMG bikes, double AA Crusader tank, and a Humber Mark II autocannon. Keith P came in 41st. He was running a low dice count, only 14 dice, Germans, but in dual platoon he had double Fallschirm Pioneers in transports. He had the Brandenburgers, the SS squads, and the Volksgrenadiers, 2 Gewehr 43 snipers, 2 MMG motorcycles, and 2 Kugelblitzers. So those were the armies that came in 52nd to 41st. Of those 12, they had an average dice count of 16.2. The tournament average was 18.65, so we can see they're slightly further behind. And 4 of the 12 was single platoon. Spoilers alert, but beyond this point, every single army bar one is dual platoon. Join us in the next video for the next batch of lists from the Welsh Nationals. Ta-ta for now.